Hello everyone. I have not been on here for a while, so I thought, do you know what? I am feeling an intuitive message coming through me, and it's time for Kimspiration today. So, are you feeling a bit kinky? Now, you either tuned into this live because you want to hear something kinky, or you just genuinely like, what is Kim going on about? So are you feeling a bit kinky? So what do I mean by that? So if you imagine you've got a hose and you're watering your garden, and imagine that hose is an infinite supply of abundance. Everything that you ever ask for, everything that you ever want flows through the hose. All you have to do is turn on the tap. And what happens sometimes when you're hosing your garden and you're watering all of the incredible flowers is that you can get a bit kinky. The pipe can get a bit kinked, and it can stop the flow of abundance coming to you. So the reason why I'm using that analogy is because sometimes in life, well, to be honest, if you're not getting a bit kinky in your life, then there's something wrong, because we're all here to learn lessons. And you know, we all have obstacles and things that cause us to learn and grow, and so we do actually need to have those kinks in our hose in order for us to learn and grow, right? So like I said, if you imagine your hose, you're turning on the tap, which is the abundance that's flowing through the hose, and imagine a massive stream of water which is supplying all of your dreams and your desires and everything to you, and then you get a bit of a kink in it. Yeah, so it's like the universal energy, whatever you want to call it, God, universe, spirit, whatever. This is the life force that's flowing through you. So alignment and the flow is what you want to have every day. And actually, miracles should be natural. Miracles every single day should be naturally occurring. There shouldn't be anything in life that is not possible, but we get in our own way. So living in alignment is one of my core philosophies. And living in alignment to me is everything is effortless. People ring you that you've been thinking of. People join your business that you've been wanting to join for ages. You know, everything that you ask for is just, it's either there or you know for sure it's on its way. Because obviously we can't just click our fingers and the Ferrari turns up on the drive. But it's on its way, you know, and that clarity, that knowing, and it's the energy as well. The energy of just like high vibe. Do you know when you're just in that moment of like pure high vibe and everything's working out for me? And it's like, that's one of my favorite sayings actually, everything is working out for me. So when you're living in alignment, everything is flowing to you and through you. But when you're watering your hose and you overstretch yourself a little bit, you get the kink in the hose. Yeah, when you are maybe trying to go around a little bend to reach that hard to get place, you get a kink in the hose. So excuse me, what we do as humans is we tend to force things aren't maybe ready. We think we need to struggle, we think we need to go through pain, we borrow other people's ideas based on their beliefs and their values, and we feel like we have to like constantly work hard. Now this is a thing that I am overcoming, is that whole kind of work hard, because my parents have always worked hard, but they're not necessarily in a place that I want to be. You know, my mum, God bless her, passed away nearly 3 years ago now, and all she did was work hard. So there's got to be more to it than just working hard, right? And so, you know, all these motivational videos that you see, it's like, you gotta go through the pain, you gotta feel it. If that's their belief and that's their value, that's going to work for them. But I don't want to be slogging my guts out and then feeling tired and be resenting doing things. So it's thinking to yourself, am I doing this out of a should? I should do this because someone said I should. Is it out of an obligation? Is it out of pressure? Because if you feel those states, you're going to have a kink in your hose. Yeah? And so how do you unkink your hose? How do you go from kinky to being unkinky? So if what kinks the hose is the shoulds, the pain, the force, the struggle, what unkinks it is having boundaries. You know, knowing the things that kink you and knowing what the opposite of that is. And so you first of all have got to identify what's the thing that makes you kinky. What makes you kinky? Love it. So what makes me kinky is comparison, social media, perfectitis, overwhelm, trying to get everything, trying to do it all, trying to have it all, do it all, be it all at once. That's my biggest kink. And so I can think to myself, I've got a whole day free to do what I want. And because I've got a whole day, I put too much pressure on myself. I write too big of a list and I don't enjoy it. And so the energy, the space that I'm doing it in is from a place of like almost overdrive and like hustle rather than simple, easy and fun. Scrolling on Facebook, you know, comparing yourself to other people, that all makes me kinky. Yeah? So, I've been feeling a bit kinky the past maybe week. And do you know what? It's so funny because it's not how many times you fall out of alignment, it's how quick you get back, right? And so we're always going to be falling in and out of alignment. And so I'm getting really, really clear on what knocks me out of alignment, but also what knocks me out of alignment is also become a bit of a habit. So the social media, the comparison, the justification, the blame, all that kind of stuff, you know, looking at other people and thinking, why am I not where they are yet, knocks you off your lane. So you end up justifying, you end up blaming, you end up not being really high vibe, and that's when the things that you want to attract come to you. So today I have put feeling good above everything else, because a lot of the time I kind of hear do this, do this, do this, even when you don't feel like it, then you'll feel good. You know, do this, achieve that, then you'll feel good. But actually, I'm a firm believer of everything that you do from a place of alignment is going to be the biggest leverage. So the biggest use of your time you can have is getting into that state of alignment where your hose is completely unkinked, because then everything that you do is going to be from a place of feeling good. If you don't feel like doing something and then you do it, it's just not going to work out great. Now, this is not a pass for being lazy. So if you're a lazy person, you don't want to do something, then you're not going to get anywhere in life. What I'm saying is, you know the things that you need to do to move yourself and your business forward. And so it's knowing when your peak times are of the day. When is your peak time of flow where you literally could sit and write, or where you could just make loads of calls or get your diary full, and make sure that you're in a space of feeling good first, and then you do the thing that you need to do to move yourself forward. It's also identifying what are the top 20% of things that bring in 80% of the results, because I'm guilty of being busy, a busy fool, because I feel like I need to pack my day out to be worthy of earning the income that I earn. And actually, the more fun I have, the more money I make. That is my mantra. And so being in alignment really is the key to living a happy and fulfilled life. So what you're going to have to get good at is saying no and declining offers to do things that you maybe don't want to do. So I want you to really focus on following your flow. What are you saying yes to? What are you available for? What are the things that you love to do that maybe is the opposite of what someone else is saying? Like, if you're in my business, love you all dearly, but my alignment might not be your alignment. So here's the thing, you know, you can be led by someone that you admire and that you've got an emotional relationship to, but protect your alignment. You might have 3 or 4 kids at home, and your alignment might be playing with your kids for 2 hours and then doing some work. I don't have that, so I have to go to the gym and I go to the park and I do my miracle morning. That's what gets me into alignment. So when you live a life of alignment, takes balls to live in alignment. It does, because you've got to say no to people. You've got to know who you are and what your values are. Listen, there's so many people on social media and in the world that are sharing their values and what they believe in. What are yours? What are your values? What are you saying no to? What are you available for? Where are your boundaries going to be? If you don't want to do something, don't do it. You know, don't feel like, and this is the thing. So if someone says, I think it'd be great if you did this, and you're out of obligation saying, okay, that's great, I'll do that, but inside you're like, oh God, I don't want to do it, then that other person isn't the guilty one. You're the guilty one. You're the one that needs to protect your values, what you stand for, and what you believe in. And so you just want to say, do you know what? I don't feel like that's right for me at the moment, but what I can do is I'll maybe look at it in a month's time. Yeah. And so being really good at what you are saying no to. So how you get really clear on that is you get clear on your values. You have to get clear on your values. Your values are what you really, really want to live by. And you have to get clear on them and look at them every single morning until they become clear. So for example, some of my values are, I want to be relatable to people. I want people to go, do you know what? If Kim can do this, I can do this. Integrity is a massive one for me. So being true to your word and doing the right thing for the right reasons in the right way. Also living authentically, so living in my truth and living how I feel I want to live, and being honest. Like, I used to be so scared about speaking up and talking my truth, but in reality, you know, you are the one that's in control of the way you feel. So if you being honest is really important to you, and you're not being honest, and there's something that you want to say to someone but you're not, it's going to cause a friction. It's going to cause that kink again. So, you know, until recently I was really afraid of speaking to people and sharing how I thought about certain situations, and so that would be in my head. That would be like, well, they've done this, and I build up this like story against that person, and they don't even have a clue that what they've done is bad because their values are different. Yeah? Are you with me? Comment below if you are with me. Hallelujah. Amen. Yeah. So let me know if you also can resonate with that. And so it's totally up to you guys. However you feel is up to you in the values that you create. So what are the values that you as a human being will stick to? Because if, like, for example, like one of my values is like I want to look after the environment. So if someone gives me a straw at a bar, I'd be like, no, I don't want a straw. And can I also speak to your manager, because you need to be getting some paper straws in there. You know, plastic bottles, like I can't physically use a plastic bottle, and if I have to, I will use it to make an eco brick. And I was literally walking around the park this morning. There was a marathon on in Liverpool yesterday, and there was literally hundreds of plastic bottles on the floor, and I was like, oh, it made me really, really, really cringy. And I had to pick them all up. Not all of them, but I picked loads of them up, and I was like, right, I need to do something with these, because it was really out of alignment for me to just walk past that. Also, so, you know, living in alignment is doing what you want to do, right? But I'm not saying that you just go out and just literally don't go into work every day and just go shopping or just go chill in the park, because, you know, for example, you know, in the business that I have, I've got an Arbonne business. I own an Arbonne business. How awesome is that? And I love to train. I love to speak, and I love to add value, which is something I never thought I would ever do. Now, the product knowledge is not something that I really value. So I love the products, but they don't keep me awake at night. It's the business that does. So I've just got recently asked to train at a product training this weekend. And I was like, oh God, I've got to talk on products. Oh my God. I almost felt like saying, oh, can I talk on something else? And I was like, so that I didn't want to necessarily talk on the products. If that was my choice, I wouldn't have chosen that. But then my values is like just being excellent in everything that I do. I want to put my all into everything that I do and give it my best. So although I didn't want to do the training on products, that's what I was chosen for a reason. Like, it's come into my life for a reason. And so then I was like, well, my actual values is whatever I do with excellence, and I give it all I've got, and I actually over deliver. And so I sat down and I wrote that product training, and I put my own twist on it, and I feel amazing. The fact that I know I'm going to deliver an amazing training, because to deliver a training that is average and that just ticks a box and that is just kind of, oh, well, just right enough just to kind of please everyone doesn't sit in alignment with me. I want to write an awesome, kick-ass, badass training that leaves everyone in awe and makes people feel freaking unstoppable. That is my core value. Yeah. So, like I said, the biggest thing that gets me out of alignment and gets me kinky is comparing myself to people. And I'll be honest about that. You know, I do compare, and then I justify, and then I'm like, oh, and then it ends up being like a negative loop in my head. And that's not a good place to be. You know, I own my journey and my story, and I appreciate that I've come a long way, and I'm so grateful for my journey. And so where in your life are you justifying or, you know, comparing yourself against other people because, oh, you're 30 years old and you should have a baby by now and you should be married by now? We live up to these, or we live up to these kind of really high expectations of ourselves, and then if we don't fulfill them, then we feel like an absolute failure. And, you know, me and my partner were talking about this today, and it's like, you know, we put so much high expectations on our day. You know, if we don't feel great on that day, we feel like a failure because we've not ticked every single thing off. And so it's really important to make sure that you're focusing on that feeling of feeling good and knowing what your boundaries are and having clear values, because then you'll be like, if something comes into your path, you'll be like, okay, is this in alignment with my values and where I'm going and what I want to achieve in my life? So that was what I wanted to talk about today. A bit of Kimspiration. I know some of you tuned in because you thought I was going to talk about kinky stuff, but it wasn't. So yeah, if you've just literally jumped on here, watch the beginning of the live. If you loved what you just heard and you want to share it with someone, please feel free to share this video. And yeah, let's live more in alignment, guys. Simple, easy and fun. Alignment over hustle. And remember why you're doing this. You know, remember why you are doing what you're doing. Smell the roses along the way. Remember, it's a journey, and you don't want to look back in 20 years' time and go, what did I actually do again? Oh, I've just worked myself into a grave. Do you know what? I've lived by my values. I've had boundaries. I've had the courage to say no, and I've had the balls to live in alignment. And when you can do that, you will live a perfectly happy, fulfilled life of abundance. Mwah! Bye!